Okay, so I'm the project director of I Remember. Yeah, here I have with me my core members, Karen, she's from Pubs, Terence from NP, Shweta from FU, and Nicole from Ops. Yeah, can. Okay, so maybe you can do a brief intro about yourself.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Jasper. I'm from House 1. I'm a fencer. Yeah, later I'm going for my fencing training.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was in the national team last time.
Oh.
Yeah, then I quit out because of army.
Oh.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to re-qualify.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, then a lot of people know me as the peanut boy.
The peanut boy?
Yeah, why? Because I have peanut allergy. Like, I totally can't eat peanut.
Oh.
So you know mala, like, I think everyone
Yeah.
likes eating mala, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't eat mala.
Oh, that's pretty
Cause
sharing.
yeah, so, yeah, it is.
Okay.
So like my CG, like literally my CG today, they all went to eat mala, except me.
Oh
They go
my
buy my
gosh.
food. Yeah.
Okay. But just order the mala with the peanut lah.
You know what, I tried before, they still put in the peanut,
Huh?
cook with the peanuts.
Oh.
Yeah, then that was still, because my peanut allergy quite serious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
Alright, cool. So can you just tell me a bit more about like your commitments, like in school and outside of school?
In school, for my LC, I only applied for 4 points, and this I remember.
Okay.
I'm not planning to join the O6.
Okay.
Then I have like quite heavy fencing commitment, because now I train about 4 or 5 times a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but other than that, that's all I have.
Okay. So you don't stay hall lah?
Oh, I'll stay in the house, but it's
Okay.
not house. So.
Okay. Okay, can. Okay, so like since like you have a lot of heavy commitments in fencing, right, and you have like this other L6 plus med school, how do you juggle? How do you plan to juggle everything?
Okay, so basically it's kind of like JC. I remind me of JC. I basically don't have much time for like my own recreational stuff. So I just have spent more time with my free time studying. If not, then I'll be doing like project work or fencing. I mean, to me, fencing is like kind of enjoyment, like, it's a sport. So like it's a bit from studying. And like LC is something I want to join, like something I chose to join. Not like I have to do it. Or studying is what I have to do. Yeah, so I think that's how I'm gonna balance my time.
Okay, can. Okay, then maybe you can tell me why do you want to join Project I Remember?
Oh, okay. So actually, fun fact, I actually never like kind of interacted with anyone with like dementia or any serious dementia.
Okay.
At most someone like those, because I volunteered in a hospice before. So what I've interacted with like those elderly is they can't really remember things very well. So I think that's onset like early dementia, but they don't actually have full-on dementia. So what I think like this project is quite meaningful in the sense that I can learn more about interacting with people with dementia and also contribute towards like preventing other people from getting dementia. Because I know dementia is like very, very quite sad if you get it. Because can you just imagine like you can't really do, like you forget what you need to do next, or you can't remember like how to get home. It can be very, very like serious and very scary to me. So I mean, I've never interacted with anyone, but through like putting myself in the shoes of how they feel their life, to me it's very scary. I just don't want like so many people to fall prey to dementia.
Okay. Okay, thanks for sharing. So what is your understanding of what our project does?
Okay, so what you guys tackle are 3 main like issues. We see dementia, also a geriatric depression, and of course the caregivers of those who have dementia. So you guys tackling these 3 issues, you guys do like screenings. So after the screening, you guys do follow-ups to like continue the process, so you can like help those that you guys detect with early signs of dementia, so that they will never like, fall into dementia subsequently. And of course, geriatric depression, because like many elderly, how do you say, yeah, I mean, I guess like the provide a support network for them. Yeah, and also for those caregivers, like what you guys do, like education, outreach, to raise awareness to both the young and also those taking care of the elderly, how to manage. I know you guys do exhibitions and organize health screening after follow-ups, and the Healthy Minds program afterwards. So that's where you guys organize activities like painting, teaching how to play bingo, even cooking, and yeah.
Okay, can. Yeah, maybe just even more in-depth overview of I Remember. So like before the screenings and the follow-ups, we'll be doing like door-to-door pubs as well as an exhibition. Yeah, before that, so the exhibition and the door-to-door pubs is to like promote our screening also the following week. Yeah, so after screening, then we have our follow-up, which will be like 8 weeks, like active aging program. It's called Healthy Minds. Yeah, similar to like what y'all do during FOSIT. Like, do you go for FOSIT?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like similar lor. Yeah. Can?
Okay.
Okay, so like based on like these initiatives that we have, do you see any like ways we can improve?
Okay, so what I was thinking, right, is it would be quite cool because I applied for 4 POS.
Mm.
Yeah, so it would be quite cool if we can bring in the concept of animal assisted activities into helping people with dementia. Like maybe even a collab event between both I Remember and 4POS. So because I know that animals, right, they do help in, for example, like social interaction, like for example giving elderly a sense that they are kind of validated and they have a purpose. Okay, but then there's also like some like shortcomings, like for example, animal can cause like infection spread and all this, and some elderly might not like animals. But I think this could be solved by maybe getting like a consensus from them, like getting a poll, like how many of you want to be in part of this new like initiative. From FOSIP, I did interact with the elderly, and I know some of them used to own dogs. They say they miss their dogs, and all that. Not only dogs are cats, pets, even birds also. So I think it'd be quite cool. We can bring this concept into Project I Remember. Maybe a collab. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very interesting idea. We might look into it. Yeah. Okay. So I understand that you've organised a few events before, like with regards to your fencing or Young Leaders Summit.
Yeah, sounds
right?
good.
Yeah. So maybe you can like tell me a bit more about like one of these events and like how you managed to overcome a problem that you faced during these events.
Okay, maybe I'll talk about my fencing. Yeah, so I can recall it quite vividly. Okay, so basically for my fencing, one of the really major events I had to do was organize a fencing competition. I mean, it just sounds like, oh, you just organize a competition, nothing much, but it was quite large scale because we attracted over like 200 participants from like all over, including we even had some international participants flew in from like Malaysia, from Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, so one difficulty of doing the whole competition was one, getting equipment, and number two, getting referees. Because in fencing, right, there are not a lot of, how do you say, people want to be referees. Because to them it's very stressful. I know a few friends who are referees who quit because why coaches keep scolding them during competitions because they make the wrong call.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of coaches themselves don't want to be referee because they can't coach their own students. So getting this pool of coaches was very, very difficult. And also the second thing was equipment. Because fencing we need like a lot of different kind of equipment. For example, scoring equipment. So scoring in itself, there's like the spools where you connect your body cord to your score boxes and all that. So those two problems were quite major for me because I was the chairperson of the event. So how I overcome them was literally just relying on my own team members also, and also my own connections to like rope in some referees, try my best to contact as many people as I can, then I cold email some people so that they would actually come to my event. And so I entice them to come, like for example, oh, we're giving this goodie bag, giving this like perks out, maybe paying you slightly more than the average rate of what like Fencing Singapore is paying. Then for the equipment was a headache. Then I even had to like charter like a van, you know, just to bring all the equipment from Fencing Singapore over to my school. Because I couldn't find any clubs nearby that were willing to lend us equipment. Yeah, so that was like a major headache for me. But luckily in the end we managed to pull it off.
Okay, nice. Okay, thanks for sharing. Okay, maybe one question I have for you is how do you intend to go through this project?
Go to sorry, what do you mean?
Grow as like a person.
Oh, grow. Sorry, I thought
grow. Yeah.
Grow. Okay. I guess because since we are targeting like elderly, right? So I guess the main language we converse is in Chinese. I know from first experience I had to speak Chinese all the time, and I wasn't very good. So one way I think I go through is like, of course, my Chinese, I've been able to speak more fluent, better Chinese with them, because engage them meaningfully. So like, not my broken Chinese, hopefully it'll be better. And of course, go through like forming bonds with your own like community members, with your seniors, like getting to know everyone better. And of course, in myself, like why I want to join because I want to know more about dementia, and also help those. So in a sense, like I hope I can be more understanding towards these people, because since I've never really interacted with them before. And yeah.
Okay, can. Okay, thanks for sharing. Okay, then another question would be, could you share with us one of your greatest strengths and one of your greatest weaknesses?
Okay, my greatest strength is that I'm quite humble, I say. Like, I'm not afraid to ask others for help. Like, yeah, I'm just not. I don't have like big ego and all that. Like when I need help, I will definitely do ask for help. I won't like try my best to go and like, squeeze my way, force my way in, and make sure like I'll definitely rely on my friends and all that. Because I believe that on my own I do not know much, but with other people like input and everything, it will be much clearer to me. All my like weakness is probably kind of introvert, I'll say. Yeah, like initially I don't. It takes a while for me to warm up to people. Then at first, like some people might think I'm like unfriendly, or they might think I'm quiet, I'm not really talking much. But after a while I get to know people better.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then last question from me. Could you share with us a moment that really brought you joy?
Oh, really brought me joy.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, I think that was when I bought my dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because okay, I mean, yeah, because I only got it when I was Sec 3, so 15 years old. Because since young, I always wanted a dog, but I mean, there are a lot of commitments with the dog. You have to walk the dog, get a dog shit, train the dog, follow the commands, not scratch the sofa, all that. And my family wasn't like really even prepared. My mom and dad definitely didn't want to get a dog. So after like so many years, 15 years of convincing them, okay, not 15, I mean 10 plus years of convincing them, I finally got a dog. And it's really my life quite fun because when I go home every day, I can go play with my dog. Even when I study, my dog will just like sit beside me. So it was a really, really happy moment that I got a dog. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice to hear. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to the com specific questions. So from my understanding, you put ops logs first choice, followed by manpower. Yeah, okay. So now Nicole will be asking you the ops logs questions.
Okay, so the first question I have is, what is your understanding of ops and logs, and like, why do you want to join ops logs?
Yeah, you know, ops logs to me like it's kind of like planning like different events, the floor events. So like from first screening, I plan the whole floor screen, like the layout of the exhibition, where the different modalities will be, and also procuring the necessary logistics, like for each of the events, and like just looking through see if anything is missing out and all that.
So yeah, what you say is quite correct. So like, we are going to be planning most of the exhibition, including like the details of the booth. Then we're planning the screening, the layout, whatnot, procuring the logistics, sponsorships, as well as getting goodie bags for happy minds and so on. Why do you want to join ops logs?
Because for me, I would say it's more of like familiar territory. Like I have done like similar events before. I mean, I never organized an art exhibition before or like art screening per se. But to me, like doing all like for example, organizing a fencing competition or organizing the Young Leader Summit, it's like kind of like to me it's like those admin work which I have like some experience with. So it's like totally not new. So I have to learn from scratch. So I believe I can contribute like some of my pre-existing skills to this project. Yeah, and I won't be too lost. Yeah.
Okay, can you name 2 qualities that you have that you believe will make you a good ops member?
Okay, I would say I'm quite a detailed person. Yeah, especially when I'm procuring logs. I'll make sure that I follow through every list so that I won't miss out anything. Like even at army, we also like follow like the whole list of stuff. So I definitely try not to miss out and not get punished. And also my second quality is I believe that I'm quite flexible because I know from all the events that I've been in, like there are always last minute changes even on the day itself, few days before. So I'm not the kind that need to follow a fixed schedule. I'll be able to like, adapt quickly and like change our plans we have, even on the days or even to the last minute. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, you know we are having an exhibition, right? So the theme of the exhibition is like geriatric depression and dementia. So do you have any ideas for like exhibition booths?
Oh, for the geriatric depression and sorry?
It can be dementia.
Oh, dementia.
So like, just any general ideas for exhibition booths. Like, would there be a particular booth that you will want to incorporate into our event?
I guess we have our general like posters, educational booths. Maybe we can incorporate my idea of bringing pets to the area. Yeah, I mean it's quite cool. Like some trained dogs to the area. So that like participants, those caregivers know that you have this option of choosing, for example, animal care, using animal in your interacting with the elderly. I think that would be quite cool. So you get them like in touch with animal assisted activities, so they were more receptive towards it. And I think for depression, maybe we could incorporate like some games for the elderly, like tell them some tips that you can do this in your free time, you can do that in your free time. I think that would be quite useful for them. And maybe one more booth is like teach them how to use their mobile phones. Yeah, maybe we can create like, a resource to help them during their free time, navigate through their phone instead of just like watching iPad movie or like, watching a movie on screen. It's quite degenerating. Maybe we should like some phone games or something. Keep their mind stimulated basically.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the next one is a scenario-based question. So like during the screening, right? Let's say you're supposed to give 1 goodie bag to each like elderly, but one elderly comes around and takes like 5 goodie bags instead. So like how would you react in this scenario?
Oh, this actually happened during PHS. Yeah, I was a volunteer of PHS and this actually happened. One elderly, she asked me, can I didn't manage to get a goodie bag, can I get it? And she went in to take one. After again she appeared and she told me, oh, I didn't manage to get a good grade, she went and take another one. Then it was quite sus so I just went and talked to her. I talked to her in my broken Chinese and tried to convince her like, oh, this is only you only can entitled to one goodie bag, can't keep taking. Then she keeps telling me, oh, this woman has taken two, this woman has taken two, this woman has taken two. Then I told her, okay, this woman could be taken for her husband, who went for a screening also. Then she was like, oh, but I also take for my husband. Then I felt like, okay, fine, close one eye. Then she wanted to take a third one, you know. Then I was like, oh, so who are you going to take it for? Then she was like, oh, I'm taking it for my child. And I said, PHS is only for people 40 and above. Yeah, so I just slowly coax them. Basically what I'm trying to say, I just slowly talk to them with patience and like convince them. Yeah.
Okay, but let's say the elderly gets a bit emotional and says like, I really need like some of the food supplies in the goodie bag because she doesn't have enough at home. Do you think your response would change in that scenario?
Definitely will. I think as part of like, you will probably refer her to like the necessary agency now. How, because she's clearly facing a problem, like we can try to help solve her as a community. I mean, whether we give her like one small snack or something, can close one eye, but definitely not one goodie bag. But the important thing is following up, for the follow-up action. If she say, oh, she's not enough money, then ask her more about it, like, oh, what kind of like financial difficulties are you facing, blah, 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 this kind of thing. So important is just follow up with her,
Okay, and then the last question is, you say you can drive, right?
Yeah.
Can I ask, do you have like access to your car? Like, will you be able to use it on like weekdays or is it like share with your parents so like you can use it like after work times or like on weekends?
Oh, I have access to the car.
You have access to the car? Okay.
Yeah, it's always at PGP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's all from all talks. Thank you.
Okay, so Jasper, you put your second choice as manpower, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just be asking you some questions relating to manpower lah. So maybe just to start off, what is your understanding of MP? And like based on your understanding, can you list like some events that MP handles?
Okay, for me, I think MP is mostly towards volunteer training. Yeah, so I guess we could like volunteer the type of events, like Manpower Com will be the ones training them for all the different like screening events, maybe even door to door and publicity. We telling them, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, hand out this flyer to who, hand out which door and all that. We also be organizing all the like, Manpower, like the committees. It's like who goes to which station, who goes to which door to buy size, this kind of thing. Yeah, that's from what I can understand.
Okay. So the next question is, why do you want to join MP in that case?
Well, in that case, I think MP is quite meaningful in the sense that because I joined projects to learn more dementia. So basically, if I can able to teach like participants on how to handle dementia, or like, people with dementia, or like what dementia is about generally, I think you have to have a good understanding before I can teach someone else. I think that would definitely help me in my understanding of dementia and like non-geriatric depression, caregiver burnout, all these topics that motivated me to join this project.
Okay, then how do you think your skills and prior experiences which you have elaborated upon can actually value add to the MP Com in that sense?
Okay, I do have like experience like coaching juniors in like certain events. Because some events you go back as like the senior advisor. So I definitely will have like experience like handling like our juniors, like how best method to teach them. And also like now when I have free time I go back to school to teach like my juniors fencing. Yeah. So teaching people is not easy. Sometimes you just don't want to listen. So like I said, patience is very important. Whether handling like the elderly or handling your own friends. And also I'm making sure that discipline and listen when they're speaking to you. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I just want to find out more of like some ideas that you may have in terms of like support or welfare for our volunteers, because we are really dealing with like volunteer training and like volunteer recruitment, right? So what are some ideas that you may have to support and kind of like welfare our volunteers?
Yeah, I think one is definitely we don't want volunteer burnout. Like we have caregiver work, not volunteer burnout. So I guess we don't want to like overwork our volunteers. So we always just like checking on them, make sure we aren't giving them too much because they are volunteers and we just want to retain them. I don't want them to leave our project. So like we find ways like engage them, maybe feedback session with them, how they feel after every event. Of course, buy them goodies. Everyone loves food or drinks. Just treat them well. I guess if they have time and if they're willing to do it, we could do like reflection sessions with them on what they have learned. Maybe help them learn a bit more if they're really in this project to help others. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe now can you tell me the most important quality to you and why that matters to MP?
Most important quality to me is like a bit of patience. Yeah, we must have like patience in whatever we do. Like for example, when you're speaking to people, telling them, because I know there are some volunteers who be like they say they can make it for a certain event, and suddenly last minute they just pull out. Then you might be super frustrated, but you don't want to be angry and like show your rage at them, because that might prevent even more further volunteers from joining project I remember or any other project per se. So you just want to keep like good relations with all of them. So in order to do that, you must be patient. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe now more of like a choice-based question lah. So what do you think is better, giving perfect work and delivering late, or giving low quality work and delivering on time?
Oh, this is actually very situational per se. I mean, okay, low quality work and on time. I guess the only time I'll do it right is how can I put it? Low quality work and on time. It's basically just to show someone that I did the work, but I will continue doing it better afterwards. But personally, I feel if you do better quality work late, but the how late is also another issue. If you're just like a few hours late, 1 day late, I guess people can close my eye. But if you take one later, then I guess that's a huge no. Yeah, so I mean, the best always to me is quality over like quantity, or quality over punctuality. Because in the end, if you do low quality work, don't meet the time, but you still meet the time, they're gonna make you redo it. In a sense, that's already overshooting the deadline, so it just makes things worse. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay, that's true. Okay, then maybe a last question on like a scenario lah. So let's say you have recruited sufficient volunteers for upcoming event, but then a day before the event, right, a bunch of volunteers decide to pull out from the event. So what will we do in that case?
Oh, okay, this is okay, yeah.
Just a day before the event lah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Reminds me of PHS. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess what we can do is I just what they did for PHS, what I think was quite odd was they just mobilized some of the volunteers that weren't doing much to go and help out with other stations. Another one of that, or number two is they do mass publicity to everyone, like, oh, please quickly join this if you want. We'll give you this, like some benefits or like some enticements, I would say. Because I know sometimes manpower come with so many things to plan. Sometimes I overlook certain roles, say put excess manpower to a certain area. So on the day you have to like think quickly and then redirect people. I mean that's what I did for PHS as well. Because I was the exhibition booth, but I actually did nothing because they already had those like for example NTUC people already there. There are 6 people already.
Yeah.
As a student volunteer, I did nothing. So end up I would go and help usher and then help rope people in to join the house screening. So I think that's quite a smart thing to do. And definitely more of the good way to do it.
Okay, I just got one more last question, one additional one. So I think it's kind of like a follow-up from one of the questions that I asked earlier on. So I think throughout the interview we did mention that you are hoping to join I Remember to learn more about dementia, right? But why do you think I Remember should allow you to use this so-called project as the space for you to learn more about dementia, compared to, let's say, you go and volunteer outside? Why must you join this project to learn more about dementia?
Okay, so why I joined I Remember also is because of my friends. I've got a few friends who applied for a project I Remember, like two of my CG mates. So then it's good to like build a bond with them. Then for example, if I volunteer outside, I might not know like as many people, so I can make new friends, but it's less familiar ground. And so like I'm a bit of an introvert, so it's a bit harder for me to like make new friends too easily. And so I Remember it's like we organize events, so it's not just volunteering, interacting with people. We do much more than that. Or you guys do much more than we. You guys do much more than that. So you guys like organize like house screening, something that I've really never done before. And you focus more on the dementia modalities, not like the general kind that PHS does. So I think that will, in a sense, it gives you like a bit of medical knowledge and of course general knowledge about dementia. And of course, as a core member, you expect to know more than volunteers for managing people with dementia. So that will definitely increase my knowledge. And I did see on the website something about research. Like research on your own like pedagogies, like in handling people with dementia. And that will be quite cool. You can, in a sense, inspire yourself to learn more about it, rather than you just join a volunteering group and go every weekend or something. Yeah.
Okay, then I think that's all about it from MP. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Okay, then if not, I think we can move on to the roleplay segment. I think Kai will be.
Me.
Everybody will be hanging out. So basically, just have to So basically, he will just play the role of an elderly, and then you just have to interact with him lah. So we'll be conducting this in Chinese. He'll be giving you a scenario, and then just have to like find out his concerns and then like talk to him lah. Yeah.
Can okay, I'll just give you the scenario. Okay, so basically you're a volunteer, I'm the elderly. So this like during like Healthy Minds. So like they are organizing a bingo game during Healthy Minds, and the elderly seems to be like reluctant to participate. So you're supposed to talk me through it lah. Can? Okay, 可以吗？
可以。
可以啊，OK OK， hello，
Hello， 你好，
哎，
你要不要玩宾果吗？
宾果？什么是宾果？是苹果还是什么？
宾果是一个游戏啊。
哦，游戏来的，OK。
因为我解释给你。
可以。
对，所以我会先给你一个卡。在那个卡上你会看到很多号码。
OK。
在然后我会给你一个笔，然后我会抽一些号码。给你，然后你听到那个号码，给你看你的卡，那号码在卡上面的时候，你可以用你的笔放一个叉在里面，在上面啊。那如果你有5个，还是你有一个横线在你的卡，因为你有5个不同的号码，那你可以叫 bingo。
bingo。
就是你赢了。
所以要站起来吗？还是什么？
你要拍你的手。bingo， 对，那你可以应该这样可以。
OK， 是个比赛吗？
这个比赛，因为你会跟你的同事一起比。所以可以先拿到那个横线还是竖线还是什么？所以第一个会拿到奖品。
什么奖品呢？
可能是一些食物啊，还是你要的一些帮你运动的一些游戏还是什么啊？
哎呀，我不要这种奖品了，哎呀，不要玩了，这个奖品很闷啊。
你喜欢做什么呢？
好，我喜欢。
在你的空闲的时间。
我不懂你可以介绍一些游戏给我们玩吗？
游戏啊，你以前有没有玩那些运动，那些足球还是什么？
足球啊，我现在很老了，不可以做了。
你像玩卡那些卡的游戏？
卡 game 还是麻将，什么都可以啦，你介绍一下。
如果你赢这个宾果，我会跟2个朋友跟你一起玩麻将，喜欢吗？
我喜欢。
那你要跟我玩那个宾果。
对，
我们可以一起玩麻将。
Okay, can. Okay, good job. Alright. Okay, so we're just moving on to our last closing segment. Okay, so if you are able to join the top 2 committees which you have indicated interest for, will you still be willing to join another committee?
Wait, sorry.
Like
you can join 2 committees.
No, as in like if you don't get the top 2, your top 3 choices, will you still be willing to join?
So like pubs and FU.
Yeah, I don't mind joining. I think I wouldn't mind joining.
Okay.
But the thing is, pubs I can't really draw, so my design is a bit bad.
Okay.
I can do digital poster, but my drawing is
Okay. Do you have like any experience with pubs, like the digital poster?
Yeah, I do, because I did project, FPSP project, and that was about it. FPSP project, so we also did our own form of exhibition. My project was about raising awareness of biodiversity conservation at Real Corridor. So we did do those big posters, it was like the trifold booklet, talking more about it. So I did help with some of the designs and all that. I also did.
Can I ask what platform do you use to design?
I use Canva.
Okay, then do you have examples of those designs? I think you can send to Terrence after the.
I did some of those, and I know some those random Instagram posts from my fencing team. I do using Adobe Spark posts. It's quite easy. Those kind of things. And also that's about it for design.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so can you recap me on the projects you'll be applying for again? For boss, right?
Yeah, for boss.
I remember. Okay, can. So let's say how will you prioritize your fencing for boss and I remember your commitments wise?
But is what first or?
As in, so what if fencing training clashes with an I remember general meeting? What would you prioritize?
In that case it depends. Because I did skip my fencing training for rep before. Yeah, so it depends. I will skip my fencing if the football event is important. Or I'll just skip it if there's even a football event or if there's an I remember event. then
Okay.
I won't go for my training, but I won't be like skipping so many, so I'll just balance it out. Like some 1 week I go for this, next week I go for my training,
Okay.
or I somehow manage to reschedule my training dates with my
Okay.
coach.
So there's like a quota that you need to hit for training, is it?
Not really, because I don't actually train the NUS team. I just
Okay.
train outside externally.
Okay.
Yeah, because NUS I didn't really care about my attendance.
Okay.
Yeah, so just like my external coach.
Okay.
So usually I just arrange training with him and all that.
Okay, but is it like flexible or like?
Yeah, it's quite flexible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just a follow-up question to that, right? So you mentioned 4 POS, I remember, and fencing, like your main 3 conference,
Yeah.
right? So are you planning to take up both 4 POS and I remember, let's say if you are given like the offer to join both comms?
Oh, actually never really thought if I were given an offer for both comms.
Yeah, so
But,
let's say like if both comms offer you, so what are you planning to take up in that case? Assuming I think you want to keep fencing, right?
Yeah.
Good assumption.
Yeah.
And-
So yeah, it's just, are you planning to take up 2 4 POS and I remember, or like just one?
Oh, I don't really have to spend a long time. I didn't really think about this honestly, sorry, but
Okay.
I guess I'll definitely try doing both. Like if I really offer both.
Okay, let's say you have to choose one.
Oh, I really have to choose one.
Yeah,
Oh, this is a really tough choice, bro. I don't know, man.
but no answer as of now.
Sorry.
Do you have like a so-called a clear answer as to 4 POS or I remember?
No, because I really like both projects. Like I have a dog, and my dog is like
Mm.
something that brings me happiness. I also really want to join because of my friends and also because I want to know more dementia.
Mm.
But it's more like educational here for me, and football is
Mm.
more like because I have a dog and it's like quite fun
Yeah.
to be in. So I don't know, it's really like so torn between both.
Mm.
It's quite hard to decide.
Okay. Yeah, cause like we had kind of have to like make a decision by this Sunday. Yeah.
I think you understand that 4 POS like not that soon, right?
Yeah.
Like, the results will be out.
Yeah.
So because our GM is actually next Monday evening.
Oh shit.
Yeah, which means that our results will be latest by this Sunday, everything will be out lah. So
Oh.
you have to let us know whether you want to join or not. If not, you have to offer your place to someone else already.
Okay, but I think most probably take up both. Because I'm not planning to join OSIPs.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know OSIPs has quite high commitment also because
Mm.
like going overseas, learn more stuff, study more stuff. Yeah, so in that case, yeah, I'm like definitely not planning to join OSIP. I think could I try taking on both OSIPs?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't join OSIP because you have to like travel overseas. Then I'm already going like family holiday
Mm.
like December, so I don't like travel too much.
Mm.
Also be traveling because of fencing.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so last thing for the laws, can you act out your spirit animal?
My spirit animal.
Yeah, whatever lah. Whatever is your favorite animal lah.
My spirit. What?
Yeah,
Do I
we're
say
gonna-
animal or do I act out then you guys guess?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yes.
It's a short video, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
wait. When? How do I?
You can start. What is this?
Not animal.
Wait, what's that supposed to be?
Not coffee shop.
What?
You know honey badgers.
Honey badger.
Honey badgers don't give a shit.
Oh.
So I'm not gonna act out anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Honey badger is a bear.
It's a small one, like it's a badger that doesn't like it's a black and white stripe one. It's the one that like fights lions, although it's like super tiny.
Okay.
Like they don't care about anything.
Okay.
Then you
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Oh. Okay, that's good. Okay, can. Yeah. Oh yeah. So like, if you got accepted into our com, right? Will you be able to come for our GM next Monday?
Next
Evening.
Monday. Next my evening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come.
Okay. Okay. Then just one last thing. Please don't share like these questions to anyone else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can. Do you have any other questions for us?
No.
No. Okay. Can.
Okay.
Then this is the end of the interview. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming.
Thanks for coming down.
Wait, sorry, the video you guys are just reviewing only, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.